Greetings everyone, Michael Walker, Digital Learning Specialist, and today I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade your Google Apps account to Google+, as well as how to set up a Hangout for doing different collaborations either across the district through PLC work, or maybe even expanding that to do some collaboration globally. So I've created a generic account for these purposes, and I'm going to go ahead and log into Edina Apps, and that's kind of our first step in the process. As always, we're using Chrome in this case. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Drive. I could actually click on Gmail, Calendar, any one of the Google apps, and it's going to come up. And once Drive or one of these comes up, we're going to go up to what I like to call the Hollywood squares in the upper right hand corner. And that is where we will find the other apps that we can connect to. So I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to select Google Plus U. And this is where I'm going to create this account and set up the profile. Now you will have to list your gender and put in a birth date and check the understanding the changes to Picasso web albums. One of the reasons it's asking for a birth date is so that it knows you are older than 13. It's required for Google Plus users that they be older than 13. So I'll click Upgrade here. I'm going to proceed anyway for this. And now it's going to step me through some processes of creating this. I want to maybe add people to what we call circles. I can just click Continue here. When it says follow the things you love, I'm going to say continue again, and it says you might be lonely. I'm going to say yeah, I'm going to continue anyway. At this point, you may want to snap a photo of yourself. I can't do that right now because Screencast-O-Matic is using my webcam initially here, but you can snap a photo of yourself, put in where you work, and then say finish. So now you come to Google Plus, which is kind of Google's social network type experience here. Over on, and now you're ready, your account's created, so now you're able to do some different things. And we can close out of this Learn More, but if you want to learn more about it, you can do that. Up here in the upper left, you'll see some navigation features like Home. You can check your profile, you can add people if you want to follow them. But what we're going to be utilizing for these purposes is the Hangouts. So I'm going to click on Hangouts, and Hangouts is very similar to Skype, where you're able to create a video conference and interact with people. You can have multiple people on at once. You can do a Hangout on air, which would then allow you to that video would stream and record onto YouTube. And so we have a few teachers in our district who have done some nice collaboration between each other, hanging out on air either during the school day between classrooms as they're co-teaching, and then having that available for people to view later, or sharing ideas and things back and forth with each other, recording that and having that there. If you were to maybe have an author that you did a hangout with and recorded that during one period, you could then show that video to the class the next period or later the next day, depending on your scheduling and stuff like that. So there's some really nice capabilities with that. It's also nice for some professional learning where you can have a panel discussion and go back and view later as you go, and there's a few teachers who are doing that here in the district. But for video hangouts, what you would do is click on video hangouts, and when you start the hangout, this little dialog is going to come up, and it's going to ask you who you want to invite. So maybe I'll invite Beth Russell, and here she comes up, and notice that there's an icon here like a couple of buildings. That indicates that this is her Edina Apps account. She may have a separate Google account, so you may see people show up more than once when you're doing searches for them, but look for this little icon and that lets you know it's their apps account. So I'll invite Beth, maybe I'll invite Sean Dudley, and here she is again with her apps account, so I can select her there. You want to keep these two things unchecked and then click invite. Once you click invite, they're going to see a little icon over on this screen that shows you've been invited to a hangout, and they can click the icon for the little camera icon it will pop up for them, and then they can start doing the Hangout. One of the things when the Hangout comes up, I want to point out to you is at the top of the screen, I'm just going to close this for a second, at the top of the screen you have some different icons up here. You can turn your camera off, you can mute your microphone, maybe somebody walks in the room, you need to mute your microphone. You can also set up over on the side, there's chats, so you can pull up a chat window and have text conversations, maybe in the background. You can share your screen, so you can select screen share and set which screen you want to view, so you can set up different screens on there to share what's being done if you're presenting. You can also click on Drive and access a document that you're collaborating on, so that you're all right there. The document shows up right in Google Hangout, and you can be accessing that drive and that. So that's another way that you can do that collaboration during this video conference of the Hangout. So I really am excited to see people start utilizing this tool as a way to collaborate, not having to drive back and forth to get together. Hopefully it'll save some time that way. And along with using it for PLCs, think about how you might use it in your classroom, maybe bringing in some people from outside the district and doing some virtual field trips, collaborating with other classrooms around the world, basically. The possibilities are endless. So I look forward to working with you on that, and please feel free to contact me if you're interested in doing something like that. So once you've got your Google Plus accounts, you should be ready to do the Hangouts, and I wish you the best of success with that. Have a great day.